Good afternoon, guys. We've got a couple of things to run through before we get to the coaching video. There shouldn't be a long Zoom today. Today we've got a few milestones to recognise. Some 50 gamers. Emma Jones on the boundary, Gary Coombs in the goal, Annette Greenshields in the goal, Storm Rivelin in the goal. 100th game to Brenton Jarman, field umpire. Does a women's game most weeks for us, as well as umpiring in the Adelaide Plains, I think it is. 200th game to Jason Rigg in the goals, and a big 500 for Steve Pryor. So well done to all those guys. This Wednesday night's the first training session for the month, which means the Umpire Association is providing food afterwards. This month we've got pie and pasty night, so it'll be $7 for a pie or a pasty with a drink. Now, you've all got the note about Ted Koeman, which is very sad. His funeral is going to be this Thursday. So if you'd like to attend, 10:45 at the Arcadia Chapel at the Anfield Cemetery. Lifting of COVID restrictions means that we don't have the limit as it was a couple of days ago. So it's now a maximum attendance of 150. So I would imagine most of you would be able to go if you want to, or you can go. Now, it's been taken a little bit longer than I wanted to. It's because there's so many umpires to get through. But for those that haven't received their written assessments, it's set out to all those umpires who attend training. We'll get them out this week. So apologies for the delay in getting all those out to you. Just fitting them in between everything else has been a bit of a challenge, but we're getting there. All right, so coaching video. While I'm getting that up, has anyone got any questions or anything from the weekend just been?
We got some sad news as well. You there?
Yeah.
Ken Minnie, who was one of the field umpires many years ago, has just died.
So who is that?
Home. Ken Minnie.
Ken Minnie. So I don't know
That's
that
a bit
name,
before your time.
Yeah, it was
some of the older guys know him.
Field umpire?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his son Walter used to umpire back some time ago.
Yeah.
Just found out he died.
Okay. Well, thanks for passing that on, Simon. And condolences to Ken. We're having a bit of a run of bad news. So, I guess it reminds us to appreciate every day that we're here. All right, so let's move on to the coaching video. Hopefully some of you have had a chance to have a look at it. Again, the link's on the umpiring page of the website. I'll put it on the Monday morning each week. This week, the topic is control general play. There's some great examples here. But before we get to those examples, we've got our 5 what's your decisions. Bo Girdham, you want to unmute yourself and take the first one?
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Had your vaccine yet?
No, wouldn't have thought.
All right, I won't go there. All right, first example. Yeah. All right, what'd you see?
Yeah, pretty clear pushing the back from the Centrals player. Sort of went into it, didn't make contact with the ball, took out the player, and cleared pushing the back.
Unrealistic attempt, doesn't touch the ball, contacts the other player in front. Marking interference, definite free kick. All right. Chris Lambert, and unmute yourself. You're going to do the right thing by the community and get vaccinated, aren't you?
Shot my head on Sunday.
Well done. Good. I think just about everyone but Bo will be doing it, from what I gather, which is good to see. All right. Example number 2.
Just a minute.
Far away.
on the sling tackle, but the ruckman also blocked. He crossed the centre line and blocked him out, so the ruckman couldn't get there either.
Well, I didn't pick up on that one. I'll have a look. But yeah, whether you call it a sling tackle or whether it's just a holding the man after the ball's come free, it's definitely a free kick. Player that's taken the ground. Oh, that's a good point there. Let's just have a look at that. So our instruction is if he crosses the line and obstructs the player from touching the ball, he does cross the line. Good pick up. Yeah, happy for that to be paid. I didn't see it, to be honest. Certainly the example there is for that one to be paid. So if someone's in the process of taking possession of the ball and he's entitled to be tackled, if he's slightly held afterwards, you would call play on. But that tackle continues far too long and he's taken to ground. So definitely a holding the man free kick paid there. Well done, Chris. Good pick up. Sounds like we've got someone that hasn't muted themselves. We're getting a bit of feedback. Maybe it's Grantley. Do you want to just mute yourself, mate? All right. Dave Howard, you want to unmute yourself and take the next one?
Oh, sorry, Colin. I didn't get a chance to have a look at it today because I was picking bloody freaking.
See how you go here. See how you go here. Watch this.
It's got a glitch in the screen, but I can't see it properly.
All right, someone else want to help? Matt Harris, you want to come on and
I think it's holding the ball.
Yeah. There was no prior opportunity, give reasonable chance, didn't make a genuine attempt, holding the ball.
Yep. So the key here, there's no genuine attempt. In the end, he just drops the ball. What you're looking for with that one is an action where he's trying to kick it. So he's got an arm free, the ball is free. He needs to try and dispose of it. If he was trying to kick it and you saw the leg come out, you would call play on because there's no prior opportunity. But he just drops the ball, so there's no genuine attempt. So, yeah, 100% holding the ball. Ian Milson, example number 4. You're still muted, mate. Just right
Is that better?
Yep, far away.
Yeah, so I think the Westies player, after he's disposed of, was pushed in the back, so that should be a free kick down the ground.
Correct. Yep. So the key about that one is vision on the last act of play. He kicked, then there's contact made and a free kick, free after disposal. So well done. And Rob Midland, unmute yourself for example number 5.
Booked in tomorrow for the AstraZeneca.
Oh, well done. All right, you got the easy one, mate.
Yeah, pretty clear high tackle.
Yep.
Free kick.
Yep. So don't read too much into it. We only pay, the obvious ducks into the if you can see they have collected the ball and they're coming up and then duck back down. But if you don't pay those free kicks, you're going to have some control issues. So the obvious and blatant ones, make sure we position ourselves so we can see the ball players' head and shoulders and make sure we don't miss those. All right, let's move on to the control general play examples. There's some good ones here. So critical, we set it up in the first 10 minutes. Be aware of what's happening around us. So in this example there, Sturt player throws the South Adelaide player to ground. It looks like it's after a point or a goal. The umpire is aware to it. The Sturt player puts his hands up to pretend he didn't do anything, but because the umpire's watching for that type of free kick, he picks up on it. Expect the unexpected, take control, be assertive, and remain composed. Really good example here of a dangerous tackle. He's lifted and dumped. Now, the difference with what they do at the sample, so you can see from here, Tom Bryce runs in to report the player. What he does is he informs the player offended against, and he informs the player who did the dangerous tackle that he's been reported, and then pays a free kick. The difference with what we would do is we would be using a card, obviously, to get the player off. With the case of a dangerous tackle, it would be a yellow card. And instead of informing the player, well, we need to tell the player when they're going off that they're being red carded for, in this case, dangerous tackle, or sorry, yellow carded for dangerous tackle, or if a red card for whatever offence. But then we would need to also tell the runner. Make sure that we're telling the runner what's happening if we're giving out a yellow or red card. Just a reminder for those of you that are carding that we need to communicate with the team's runner. So that was well handled at Sample, just slightly differently with our procedures. Pay the first free, be urgent but calming, control what you can control. So this one here, again, is some differences to what happens at Sample level as to our level. So umpire's worst nightmare, something like that happens and then the siren goes. So obvious and blatant free kick, you get in there quickly. You'd normally get in quick for a high tackle like that because it's likely that there's going to be something happen. When the siren goes, this is where it can all really blow up. So what we've got is the melee rule. So you would be blowing your whistle 3 times, telling the players to separate, so there won't be a fine. If you've got first names of players that you know, make sure you use them. If you've got particular players you know are causing the problems, target them to get them out of the area. But it was well handled for the Sample level, but for our level, especially when there's no video, players can somewhat lose it a little bit more than they do at Sample level when they're a little bit more disciplined. So we've got the melee rule. Make sure you use it in those circumstances. If the siren goes, just communicate really loudly that if they don't separate, there'll be fines. Again, use first names if you can. Take no shit, delay your vision. So like we saw in the what's your decision, last act of play, don't take your eyes off the ball player too quickly. So in this case here, he gets rid of the ball and then a pretty ordinary tackle. And by paying that free kick, you're highlighting that you're on the lookout for that type of infringement. You're responsible for the players in your zone, so keep them under observation. Again, our last act of play here. Norwood player kicks the ball. The North Adelaide player comes in. They're just interestingly enough on that one there. I played one on the weekend where the player didn't actually make contact, but there was a slight lift of the elbow. So if you see a player come in and there is a lift of the elbow, but he misses the player, pay free kick anyway. A lifted elbow needs some sort of free kick. There may have been contact in that example anyway, but when I was watching it, it did remind me of what happened to me on the weekend. I saw a raised elbow, paid the FAD and said, that was for you, next time keep your elbow down. If you don't take action, the next time they raise the elbow, they could cause some serious damage. So yeah, it's a matter of keeping your eyes on the last act of play. Be alert, don't switch off and just react to what happens. So in this case here, there's a high tackle free kick. And then if you watch the Nell player that comes in, number 4, he fairly ordinary act to the North Melbourne player. Both Michael Schramm, I think it is Mitch Harris, both see it. There's a 25-metre paid. Mitch Harris takes the play down for the 25-metre and Michael Schramm stays back and controls the situation. So you can work as a team in those scenarios. In this example here, a dangerous tackle again. You would want to at least pay a free kick, but in that case, I'd probably want a yellow card as well. Get in quickly, take the action you need to. Let them know what you want in an assertive manner. So, really bad high tackle. You'd be wanting to give a card in that scenario too with how aggressive that is. But you need to be communicating with the players that you're taking action And if you don't get in there and control it, the players will take over, and you're not going to have much fun. In this case here, player takes his eye off the ball. And in that case there, yes, it's definitely a obvious free kick. You have the choice, if it's serious enough where the player comes in and remonstrates and it's over the top of reversing it. In that example there, I think that's enough to cancel any 25 that you might have been wanting to pay. And also in that situation, you can call time on, talk to the player, say you've got the free kick, go back and take it. Don't do anything where it can be reversed. We've got control. By stopping the play, you're then allowing the opposition players to run down and man up on the teammates down the field that he's wanting to kick to. So you can use that as a way of, I guess, penalising him for some retaliation. So, but you need to be clear in communicating that what you saw afterwards wasn't the right thing to be doing, but also communicating to the player that did gave away the original free kick that he needs to be having his eyes on the footy. So there's a bit that happened there. I'd be running in, paying the free kick, stopping the play, speaking to the player that got the free kick, telling him to go back and take it, and just delaying him taking it long enough so he feels a little bit annoyed about the fact he can't play on as quickly as he would want to. So the final message, be strong, be assertive, and take no shit equals strong control. And obviously with our footy, we do have a lot of situations where we really do need to take control. We all love the games where it just runs smoothly and we don't have to get too involved. But there will be times where you need to stand up and be counted, take action. Obviously, if you're in your first year and you're fairly new to umpiring, we're going to try and appoint you with someone experienced to take over in those situations. If you're not quite sure what you need to do, and you will get better as you go along. The more experienced umpires know how to handle those situations. So, any questions or comments on any of that stuff? All right. Very good. Again, just reminding that we've got the food night on Wednesday night, so bring some money or bring a card for after training. I've got Ted Kerman's funeral on Thursday. And for those that haven't got their written feedback, we'll get that out to you sometime this week. All right. Cheers, guys. Catch you next time.